Ichungwah.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Let me also join the Honorable Junet Mohammed, Minority Leader, first in condemning that act by the county government of Nairobi, and two, to ask both the county government of Nairobi and the Kenya Power and Lighting Company to get into a negotiation or some sort of dialogue to be able to resolve the issues that are before them on issues touching on pending bills, Honorable Speaker. What we have seen around Stima Plaza, Honorable Speaker, is these are criminal acts. And indeed, I was asking myself last night as I watched on TV, where are the police that should be ensuring there is law and order everywhere in the country? The Inspector General of Police must take decisive action. And it must begin with the drivers who drove those trucks there. Because, Honorable Speaker, it should be very easy for the Inspector General of Police through DCI to extract information as to who were the drivers who dumped there. From the drivers to the people who instructed them. Whether it goes all the way up to the governor, it should not matter. Because we should not entertain criminality in the guise of attempting to collect your debts from public institutions, Honorable Speaker. What would happen today, Honorable Speaker? Our constituents, some of them are waiting for bursaries, others are waiting for grade 9 classrooms to be built through NGCDF, and members of parliament are here asking for NGCDF money. What if we decided that everybody now will take the law into their hands and do whatever you want, Honorable Speaker? Are we going to have a country? The City Council of Nairobi owes businessmen and women in this country money in pending bills to the tunes of hundreds of billions. What if the people who are owed by the City County of Nairobi also tomorrow decided to go and dump their garbage outside City Hall? How would the governor of Nairobi take that? Number two, Honorable Speaker, under the integrity, it's called the EACC Act, Ethics and Integrity Act. These are not just criminal acts, but acts that go against the Integrity and Ethics Act.
Acts under the NEMA Act.
Yes, criminal acts under the NEMA Act, criminal acts under the Ethics and Integrity Act, and also criminal acts touching on economic crimes, because you are dumping garbage deliberately on a road and sewer. You will expend public resources to dump and to later clean up. It is abuse of public funds.
Yes.
And therefore, Honorable Speaker, if we allow this kind of behavior to go on unchecked, these are the same governors, Honorable Speaker, who some time back were asking that they also be given some security officers under their command. You can imagine if these governors had policemen under their command. They would trample on everyone, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, mine is to ask the Inspector General of Police and ask him to make sure that action is taken against those people who dumped outside Stima Plaza. I also want to encourage the business people who I have seen crying on national TV, that they have restaurants they have closed down because nobody can patronize their restaurants. They must take civil action against the City County of Government of Nairobi for compensation for lost business, Honorable Speaker. Because you are closing down people's businesses. I saw the Stima Plaza. I also didn't know it's not even owned by KPLC. KPLC are tenants of Stima Plaza. It is owned by pensioners. Our mothers and fathers who worked in KPLC and Kengen, as it were before, are the owners of that building. It is their business as landlords that is being spoiled by the county government of Nairobi. And Honorable Speaker, I do hope, and in fact, Honorable Speaker, I was wishing that you could even direct the Inspector General of Police, and because the chair of the Security Committee is here, you should direct the chair of the Security Committee to summon the Inspector General of Police and explain to the committee and to this House how can they be watching when criminality takes root unchecked and nobody is doing anything about it. All that people can be left to is crying on TV how their businesses have been locked down. KPLC employees are being paid a salary, but they can't go to work. Honorable Speaker, I would beg that you direct the Security Committee of this House to pick up that matter together with the Energy Committee, with the Inspector General of Police and the ministry concerned to make sure that there is an amicable solution to this problem. But more importantly for the Inspector General of Police to ensure that criminal charges are leveled against those who dumped outside Stima Plaza. That is a behavior that we cannot condone. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
If there was a single time a governor should be impeached for gross misconduct, it is now. If the Senate was serious about their job, this is the time they should impeach a governor, not for corruption, not for stealing, but for gross misconduct on the face of it. There is no reason why the governor of Nairobi should continue being in office when his officers are telling us that they did what is said to have been done. The minister, the TEC for Finance was on TV yesterday saying they did this knowingly. Why should the governor be still in the office, Mr. Speaker? Number two, Mr. Speaker, on this matter, and Dongo has spoken, the idea that National Assembly cannot summon governors is illegal. We've always known this. I think this assembly must start summoning governors where they go afoul of the law. We've allowed senators to be summoning ministers. We know it's wrong, but we've allowed them to do so. I believe, Mr. Speaker, that you must give a direction that committee chairs, committees concerned should henceforth start summoning governors where they go against the law. We should not shy from summoning them because of anything. There's nothing against the law when you summon governors to come here. And after, I think the day Donde Botongo summons the IG, he must summon the governor also to come before that committee, so that these matters are handled in a manner that shows that this House has teeth and it will bite when it matters most.
Mr. Speaker, my issue is very related with the one we are discussing. These governors are becoming demigods. One, in Migori, you know there is a company called Sony Sugar. The governor of Migori has just decided to impound tractors carrying sugarcane to the factory because of some pending bills. Around 12 tractors now are in somewhere with the sugarcane in them. It shows that if we don't control these governors, they'll do anything they want and go away with it. So, Mr. Speaker, that was the burning issue that even back in Migori, the Sony Sugar are really suffering because the governor wants money from them, the cess money, which is in the pending bill, but if you don't pay, the tractors carrying sugarcane are being arrested. Do I call them arrested or compounded? And the sugarcanes are drying in those tractors simply because the Sony Sugar has not paid the levy for the county government of Migori.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, yes, Chepkonga.
Mr. Speaker, you know, you have allowed Honorable Tongoyo to call the Inspector of Police on Thursday. This is an extremely very important matter.
I have not allowed him, I've directed him.
No, he needs to be directed to call the inspector on Monday. This is a very urgent matter. We cannot allow a criminal matter to wait until next week, Mr.
Did he say next week?
He said Thursday. You should direct that they should call the inspector by Monday.
You are right. Yes, KJ, what is it?
Before the senior counsel leaves the floor, Mr. Speaker, I just wanted to find out if it is in order for a member to direct the speaker. We know the discretion of the speaker is stipulated in our first standing order, Mr. Speaker. And while he has a very important point to raise, and we all have an issue to raise, even with the governor of Nairobi City County, for the activities and the actions that he undertook, which are an embarrassment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, on the lines of Kenya Power, we are carrying cables for the last mile connectivity. And our sector, the ICT and digital economy, is depending on Kenya Power to transmit this last line connectivity of fiber to the homes of Kenyans. It is one of the biggest pillars of the Kenya Kwanza government in the Kenya Digital Master Plan. So when you go and upset a fellow agency, which is a government agency, it is a gross action by a leader, Mr. Speaker. And so if it is for the IG to appear here, I do not think it is in the place. It is in the place of Honorable Chepkonga to guide you. I know, Mr. Speaker, under discretionary standing order number 1, you are wise enough to make a Solomonic decision on this issue. However, what was done by Governor Sakaja is gross misconduct, goes against the tenets of the Constitution, even on matters to do with leadership, Mr. Speaker. And I thank you for this opportunity. I just needed to know if Honorable Chepkonga is in order
That
to
matter
direct
is
the
over.
chair.
Tongoyo, you will summon the IG on Monday. Right? Honorable members, let's end there on that. I don't know if this school is still in the public gallery. St. Jacinta Secondary School from Marakwet West, Elgeyo Marakwet. Even if they have left, for the record, we welcome them to the House of Parliament. And they have left? Okay. Next order. As they call the next order, clerk hold, I've been requested by Honorable Murugara to stay order number 14 to next week. So I order that order number 14, when it's reached, will be stayed to next week. Call the next order, order number 11.
Order number 11, the Gold Processing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 46 of 2023, second reading, resumption of debate.
Fatma Zainab of Migori, she's not here. She forfeits the opportunity. She had 4 minutes to go. Martin Owino, are you here for the gold? Go ahead. Yes, Nabi, for the bill. I've given the floor to Martin Owino. You will speak thereafter.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to support this bill. As it stands now, Mr. Speaker, the mining of gold